Okay, Mr. Katende is back with us here, the artificial intelligence guru, young man who is willing to demystify the concept for us, break these little pieces for us, because AI becomes, I've seen AI operate in different mediums, and if you're going to incorporate AI with 5G technology, with cryptocurrency or digital money, I want you to explain a little bit of those connections. I know I'm asking too much, but you know how to, you get the right words to bring them down. In terms of AI, in terms of what do you call it, forex trading, in terms of medications, 3D or organ, what do you call it, 3D printing, stuff like that. What is the unique thing about AI, and how is it able to do these things? Does AI have a spirit? Does AI have a soul? Here is Mr. Katende.
So, metaphorically speaking, AI has a spirit because just as a human brain has neurons, even the artificial intelligence infrastructure is built across a series of neural networks. These neural networks enhance the capability of the different functions based upon which the technology was built. So, like we always discuss, the industry of AI is broad, and its applications are broad, its use cases are broad. So some people use AI to automate repetitive tasks. Some people use AI to predict outcomes of particular things based on data. So they create very strong models that are able to predict and assess what is likely going to happen, or if this is done, or what is likely going to happen if this is done. So you build, you get a data set depending on what you want to achieve. You use it to train a particular model depending on what you want to achieve. So ChatGPT, JusticeBot, all these companies are in conversational AI. You are dealing with conversations, you're dealing with text. So you have, it's more into natural language processing. That is like your training systems. You're feeding them with a lot of data. They're learning to become better. You're telling them that, you know what, when someone asks this particular question, answer like this, or there's this wide range of possibilities. Or you're telling them that okay, when someone asks such a question, you can actually have a very wide spectrum of data sets to draw your answers from, and you train them to become smarter. Then you have cases where you want to apply artificial intelligence in speech. So you're going to, let's say, like build a radio streaming pipeline, like what UN Global Pulse built using Luganda and Acholi at the time, or what the Makerere Artificial Intelligence Lab did when they're tracking COVID, Ebola, all that kind of stuff. It was also still a radio streaming pipeline. So you get your model, you build it using, you feed it with a lot of data, a lot of information that is speech related. So you start calculating things like the word error rate. You upload transcripts, because at the end of the day, like you want a model that is able to listen to radio, and it generates a transcript in Uganda, or it generates a transcript in Uganda and then translates it into another language. So you're going to have to get your voice, we feed it into the system, and then a transcript of that particular information. So the system literally learns a language. It's like you're literally teaching it a particular language. And the more data you give it, that means the better it becomes. Now you're just one person. That means you're going to need voices of lots of people, and that's partly what Whisper has. The model I talked about by OpenAI. It has millions of voice data. It was trained using partly YouTube data, YouTube tutorials. So it has that flexibility, because human beings really differ in how we pronounce words. Even languages have several dialects. So the accuracy of the model is partly going to depend on the data you're actually going to feed it. And once you're able to see things like word error rates, and the particular accuracy it brings, then you can deploy it into the field, or you can deploy it just to test it, or you can deploy it with reinforced learning, so that as more people interact with it, it definitely learns more, it definitely gets better. So it's a process, and because of the time constraints here and the technicalities involved, I have not gone into the details, but people can really have a rough idea of what it means, because at the heart of AI is data. At the heart of AI is the intention. So like we said, it's an enabler. So you have the intentions as to why you want to create it, and so that determines the particular direction you're going to take.
Okay, excellent. Right. In conclusion, Mr. Katende, I'm having a dream. I think it was Bernard Shaw who said most men see things as they are and ask why. I dream of things that are not and ask why not. So I have a dream, and you're aware about this dream of coming up with the first artificial intelligence sui generis intelligence retriever, whereby we're going to incorporate almost every ambit of different courses, beginning from certificate, diploma, degree, postgrad, masters, up to PhD levels, and also voice notes, videography in terms of tutorials, name it. Everything that probably is happening right now at Sui Generis Law App, we want to put the AI arm on that. Is this an overrated ambition? Is this something that is plausible? Because you're one of those that our team has hired to come up with this kind of state-of-art artificial intelligence sui generis. What do you say? Should the world be expectant? Because when I Googled around Harvard Law School, they didn't have it. Yale Law School didn't have it. Stanford didn't have it. Cambridge didn't have it. So I said, wait a minute, why don't we, black people, I think it was the gentleman who said the world has made being black a vial, I intend to make it a virtue. I forget the man, but that's what we're saying. We're saying we want to change the world, and the world's going to change by beginning with us. Is this something that is plausible, Mr. Katende, or are we dreaming?
Yeah, this is something that is definitely highly plausible. It's highly plausible, it's highly feasible. It goes back to what we discussed earlier. What use cases are you exactly going to apply AI in across the certificate, the diploma, the bachelor's, the master's, and the doctorate levels? So a lot of things can be done from an artificial intelligence perspective. For example, we discussed at the time that we could do live transcription. That's a better one, AI. When you're speaking, let's say like a video lecture, and there is live transcription happening on the screen, people can read just in case they're not able to pick your accent. That is all the power of AI. We could do text-to-speech translation. We can do a lot of things are definitely possible. However, the only challenge in that regard is simply the time within which that can be achieved and the kind of resources that we need to pull that off. Resources, it's not a very big factor if we are able to get sometimes GPUs that can process data faster. We can have access to data sets, to different, and then we can be able to build several language models. However, that's why, as far as AI is concerned, most of the groundbreaking technologies that have been used in AI have been in form of research. So that is why Google has several artificial intelligence labs. People go, different professors. So you've mentioned that probably researched from different universities, and many of these universities themselves were not doing any projects in that regard. But it wouldn't surprise me to find that some of Google projects, big projects, and other big companies spearheaded, they are led, or by professors, or professors are usually consulted in that kind of regard. And I've seen it here when Google AI Lab opened in Accra, Ghana, they came for certain professors at Makerere who were in the Department of Computer Science. They took them, some of them are still working for Google, some of them have left, and I've started companies here in Uganda that are doing AI, and one of the examples is Sunbird. Sunbird AI, it's run by a gentleman called Dr. Ernest Mweleza. He used to work for Google. Then you have people like John Quinn, is still working for Google, and you have a lot of projects are actually happening in an academia perspective. So you have things like Marconi Lab at Makerere, the Artificial Intelligence Lab at Makerere, and you know, like quite a lot of players. Why it's usually in a research-based perspective, it's because you have to take particular steps if you're to achieve a particular kind of accuracy. And so when you invest in, let's say, like $200,000 US, $100,000 US, or $50,000 US to come up with any kind of model, that is if you're building from scratch, or if you're not building from scratch, and let's say you're going to put in, let's say, 10,000 around there, you know, you need, if it's for a business application, it needs to make logical cost and benefit analysis. And you also need to know that sometimes you might not have the accuracy that you need. Case in point is the recent transcription system that was built by, there's a lady called Associate Professor Florence, I think, Tomashawe. She's a professor at Soroti University, and they built a system for the Jealous Secretariat that does automatic transcription in court. Now, Professor Florence in her proposal had promised an 85% accuracy, but I think they achieved around a 90 to 95% accuracy. And in that regard, if you're going to deploy it into society when it's not 100% accurate, then how plausible would that be? But people in research will not be shy to do that deployment, just like, you know, even OpenAI itself tells you that one of its limitations, ChatGPT, one of its limitations is that it might, from time to time, give you inaccurate information. You understand? So accuracy might not be a guarantee at this time. Even YouTube, that has millions or billions of videos in that regard, sometimes its live transcription is not so strong. So accuracy might not be a very huge expectation. A particular percentage, let's say 85, 90, 95%, yeah, probably, yeah, but it is something that is definitely going to be achieved. Now, if you put in, let's say, like reinforced learning, even over time, it can reach there. It can give you a particular kind of accuracy that will be better. Yeah. Yeah, but this is something that you have to look at from the perspective of why are we building this? What kind of how is it going to enhance our value better? And then what are we going to put in and in how long? So that's more like it.
Right. So we're excited about the future. We're not talking about something that is obscure. This is something that is tangible, plausible, and achievable as long as we put our mind to it. And I think that's what we've been discussing here with my friend and brother. You'll be hearing quite a lot from us. From the Sui Generis team, we're pleased to have discussed, and thank you for giving us your attention and for our incredible videographer, young lady doing the magic here. Thank you as well. God bless you for now. God bless you and thank you.